Like that is the freaking status quo if you're writing. The character who gets little screen time is the best character in the group because she doesn't do anything irritating. She doesn't do anything in the plot, but she's also not irritating. It's also why some people don't get the idea of how can you like this character? They're a silent main character. They don't do anything. But it's like, yeah, but because they're silent, they don't do anything to piss me off either. So it's technically a win. The guy just really loves doing his one shot. I like how someone's upset that there are people out there who already have the hots for the big tall lady in Resident Evil Village. And it's like, y'all are sickos. What if that person ends up just being a regular mob? Y'all are sick, and the quote-unquote sickos went, yeah, we'll still be sickos because tall lady.
Yeah, I've been seeing people post about her. So I think Armando utterly hates the game at this point.
It's because we've seen nothing. We've seen no gameplay, and not only that, this boy hates RE7 because he can't handle first-person views.
First person doesn't fit RE, it's trash.
Know what else is trash? Tank controls. I see you're not arguing against me with this.
I was gonna say I'm kinda used to those though.
Close your eyes.
Question, did you want to get used to it?
I don't know, I don't really think about these kids when I was a kid.
I mean, then they just improve them after a while anyways.
It's like your movement in Resident Evil games have always had issues. The tank controls, guess what? They suck. The freaking tank controls in RE4, guess what? They suck. The tank controls in RE5, guess what? They not good. The control in RE6, it's not good. Especially we're talking about on release RE6.
I wasn't even thinking about 4 through 6, I was thinking of 1 through 3.
Yeah, but they all got issues. Like freaking people like 4 controls perfectly. No, it's literally tank controls, but in a third-person perspective. It's literally the same thing. RE5 is the same thing as that. RE6 gives you free movement, but when that game came out, the camera was so zoomed in. It was hard to do anything. Meanwhile, first person, I think it works. I mean, it works about as well as all the others. The only real issue I have with the first person is freaking trying to one, the gimped running, and two, freaking trying to use melee weapons in first person looks so awkward, like it doesn't even do anything. Like that is the most useless, underfed knife I've seen throughout the entire franchise. I don't care it's a pocket knife. That thing is underfed and needs some steroid stats. Like melee combat wasn't good until the freaking End of Zoe DLC came out, where they actually put in a freaking punch combo system. But at that point, it stopped being Resident Evil and just became this freaking over-the-top. Actually, you can do power bombs as Joe Baker.
What?
End of Zoe has you play as Joe Baker, who is the brother of Jack. He fights with his fist, and there's a point where you fight this swamp monster, and after it's stunned, you can just do a power bomb on it.
What the fuck?
He does have other weapons, but his other weapon is a makeshift spear that he chucks at people. Or, in the finale, you get essentially a power gauntlet that allows you to do super punches.
So no ranged weapons?
The range weapon is a makeshift spear.
Oh.
Not only that, he can sneak up on the molded and insta-kill them. Joe's ridiculous and I love him. Like, the dude freaking has a diary where he practiced how to beat up the molded, finding out their weak points, and making combo punches. This dude just runs up to a molded and punches it in the face until its head pops. He can sneak up to them and snap their neck until their head pops. The four-legged molded, he just stomps on their torso and then stomps on their head. He eventually finds out that the swamp monster is actually Jack Baker, and once he realizes that his brother is a monster and won't listen to him, not only does he beat him in a fight, his fight. You know how Jack says, "Welcome to our family, son."
Yeah.
Joe's final words are, "Farewell from the family, brother." As he punches Jack's head off.
Fuck.
Not only that, but when the DLC starts, you see the Umbrella Soldiers looking over looking over Zoe and her freaking statue state. And Joe's response to this is to beat up and kidnap the two armed Umbrella Soldiers. You may go, why would he do that? The answer, he knows what Umbrella is and knows that if Umbrella's there, it's not good. He was like, I don't believe you. I know what you people do. And it's like, this is why Joe Baker is the best. Joe Baker is the freaking best. Not only that, you know how Resident Evil characters heal with herbs and first aid sprays? Joe heals by eating, I believe it's crawfish and and caterpillars.
Oh fuck.
Like, he knows what things he can eat in order to help him in order to heal. So he just takes a caterpillar, rips it in half, and just eats it to heal. Like, Joe is the best. Dude is the freaking best. So any other feat he does. Oh yeah, there's a point where he has to make the vaccine for Zoe on computer, right? Now Joe, being a countryman, doesn't know how to use this newfangled tech. What I'm trying to say is, when he inserts the data and the computer's not working properly, he just starts smacking it until it works.
I was gonna say he doesn't need to fucking punch it.
Not punch, he starts smacking. He starts slapping it and just slams his hand on it. And it works. It makes the antidote. He's like, come on! Joe is the best. Joe is the freaking best. Oh man, Joe's the best. Oh. It's like as Ethan, All the monsters are scary and are threatening. As Joe, it's like, I'm gonna go over to that thing and I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch it till its head pops.
It's whoop-ass time!
So ridiculous. Just the fact that he sneaks up and beats up Umbrella soldiers. Just because he assumes that they were the ones who did something bad to Zoe. Like there's some people who want Joe Baker to somehow come back in RE8. But you know it's not gonna happen. We're gonna be stuck with Ethan, who's supposed to actually be a character this time. As opposed to the cardboard he was in RE7. Developers admitted they gave Ethan no character because he was just supposed to be a vehicle for the VR.
Bad luck running into me.
Speaking of, that reminds me. It's supposed to be showing, finally, some actual RE8 gameplay I believe on the 21st. I would say that would cheer Armando up, but we all know how Armando is. Even if they do show gameplay, it's gonna be like, not actual gameplay, didn't smile. So, anyone like these kind of puzzles? Raise your hand if you do.
You picking a fight?
I raised my hand.
Great. Now I know who to kill.
Sarcastically.
Yeah, sarcastically after I said, now I know who to kill. Now I know who to kill because I know who to blame. It's like freaking slide puzzles. Raise your hand if you like them. Great. I now know who to kill for why developers keep putting them in video games. Also, I don't know why someone is seriously questioning Resident Evil fans for being horny about the freaking tall lady. When Resident Evil 2 fans are horny over a very specific zombie. That's not a joke. There is a one specific zombie that RE2 fans go, see that one? That's the one hot one. That's the hot one right there. It's like, talk about a zombie.
Who?
Again, there's this whole entire thing in the community that, granted, I feel like it's more of a joke, but they will always point out the one specific zombie and go, see that one? That's the hot one. And it's like, this is the same fan base that does that. You're questioning them being into super tall and strong women when they like a very specific zombie women. Progress. Let's save. Armando's now learning more about the RE community that he wished he never knew. Yeah, man, our community are kind of freaks.
Out of my way.
Alright, think of. Fire it's my brain. Okay, question. When you think of a series being good or bad, do you include the spin-offs?
Sometimes not.
Like a long time ago, Pat of Castle Super Beast mentioned how he's surprised that Resident Evil has kept going, considering all the bad spin-offs. But people to tell him, most people don't even know about the spin-offs. All they know is Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the idea that you're taking the spin-offs into account doesn't really matter. It's like how when people say Persona, you think of the mainline Persona.
Yeah.
But nobody will be like, Persona's all terrible. Why? It had the cell phone games that were trash. It had the arena games that had horrible stories. The cute games ain't anything great. The dancing games. How can anyone like Persona when the dancing games exist? It's like because most people don't think of the dancing games. Mostly because the dancing games bombed.
Wait, did they? I thought the Persona 4 dancing game was.
4
did kinda
dancing
well.
did good. 3 and 5 bombed both here and in Japan. They were full-price dancing games with half the content of Persona 4 dancing, and specifically in the West, it came out like around the same time as Smash Brothers.
Oh.
Like I was working in GameStop during that time. I kept seeing the advertisement for P5 dancing, and I still forgot. I had to watch that advertisement on loop, and I still forgot it existed. Those games exist to suck out all your money. Not only that, they also have DLC that if you buy DLC for one game, it works for the other. Why? Because essentially both games are on the disc. When you buy a copy of P3 Dancing, you have P5 Dancing on the disc, but you just can't access it. Not only that, Persona 5 didn't really have that many that many songs to remix, so a lot of the songs are just remixes of the same song. Cause it's like they don't have enough music to freaking make remixes for.
So, what you're saying is Persona 3 dancing is better than Persona 5 dancing?
Here's the thing: Persona 5 dancing has less music to work with. Persona 3 dancing has just some flat out bad song remixes.
Oh.
Like
4 is the only worthwhile game.
Here's the thing: in order to get 4 on PS4, you have to buy the freaking P3 and P5 special edition that comes with P3 dancing, P5 dancing, and P4 dancing. But only to that bundle. You can buy P4D's DLC separately on PSN, but you can't buy the game itself without buying that bundle. Like you know how,
Oh fuck!
like you know how freaking Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare remaster got hate because you can only get it through the Infinite Warfare special edition.
Yeah.
They did that. Difference is Modern Warfare eventually let you buy it separately, but the dancing games still don't do that. Not only that, your DLC if you played it on Vita, your DLC does not transfer. You have to buy the DLC all over again. I think P3 and P5 dancing were just treated as an entire scam. Not only that, the physical special edition was advertised to come with an art book. There was no art book. The art book was essentially the freaking cover sleeve of the game. The absolute unforgivable part, Koromaru is not in P3 dancing. There is no dancing dog.
He doesn't even like show up in any capacity. It's just his fucking jacket.
Nope, yeah, I think it's just Ken's jacket. He's not any intro or nothing.
That is rude.
They did that dog dirty. Yukino's so strong. If you ever died, I think I'd lose my mind. Yuki, I'm sorry. I wish there was anything I could do for you. I'm so powerless, Dad. Hey there, what are you holding on to your shoulder like that for? I mean, you've been doing it ever since the Caracol. Why don't we have Mr. Tomy take a look at you? Just kidding. Sorry, I'll stop trying to be funny. Let's go, Tatsuya. There's still something I have to do. But yeah, P3 and P5 dancing are just essentially scams.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Not only that, those games also have no story mode. All you get is essentially character interactions through this freaking awkward first person perspective. If you just want to hear the characters say random BS, then I guess go ahead and buy P3 and P5 dancing.
So, did they just think, since 5 was so successful, they could just throw whatever out?
Essentially, yes. Like, at the same time that dancing games got announced, they also announced Persona Q2.
You're gonna fight?
And people keep saying, Q2 is not a P5. Yes, it is. It is told in the perspective of the freaking Phantom Thief. It's a P5 game. Get over it. Persona Q2 is a P5 game that just also happens to start a P3 and P3 cast, P4 cast, and the P3P FemMC. Also, another big sin of P3 dancing. The FemMC is not in the game.
Oh, she's in Q, but not in dancing.
Yup. The happy-go-lucky girl is not in the happy-go-lucky dancing game. Meanwhile, her music is as DLC. Speaking of also dumb stuff like that, freaking. Now, P4 Dancing had DLC for Marie, Elizabeth, Miku, and Redacted, right?
Yeah.
P3 Dancing DLC is Labris and Shinjiro. Here's
Average.
yes, Labris. Andy Labris is a Persona 3 character.
Okay, you know, I know, but it's like she showed up in a Persona 4 game, though.
Sorry.
She got a design in Arena, but she was first mentioned in the Persona 3 drama CDs. Hence why Atlas treats her as a P3 character. That's why she's on the P3 side in Persona 4 Arena and Ultimax. She is fully a P3 character.
Okay, fine.
The P5 side, I believe, got Sketchy Akechi. And I'm trying to remember if we got another one. Let's see. Let me just double check. Right now, I'm pretty sure there's one other character I also got put in. Wait, what? This can't be real.
What?
Oh, it's like I'm looking this. That doesn't even make any sense. Show Minazuki is a P3 dancing DLC character. That is a straight up P4 character in the P5 game. Not only that, the song he dances to is Break In to Break Out. That is the first intro to the P5 anime. So he's in a game. So he's in a game not about his game, and not only that, he's also dancing to a song that's also not from his game. Because they couldn't think of any other P5 characters. Now, here's the kicker with all this. This is all DLC, right?
Yeah.
But in America, all the DLC came out at launch. So in the West, that was all day one DLC. Now in Japan, it didn't actually come out day one. But in the West, from my perspective, it's not. It's day one DLC. Whereas for a lot of people, made it even worse. Annie, why does he say what?
Huh?
Why does he say what?
Hard to tell.
Whenever he gets hit, he says what? And I'm like, why? Why does he say what? No, I've seen people say the dancing games play fine, mostly because, you know, they just copy P4 dancing. So of course I'll play fine.
Looks like you're all talk.
Also, depending on who you are, the final dancing sequences may or may not be considered blasphemy. It depends on how you feel. It depends on how you feel about the characters happily dancing on the final ball stages for their main games.
Well, they didn't just make up some new shit. Just
No. The areas they dance are from for well, at least for the P3 and P4 dancing games, are generally areas from their games. Like people complain that in the trailer you have Joker happily dancing in Kamoshida's palace. It's like that's Tornado Whiplash. Whoops, let me actually do it for this now. Or how for P3 dancing, you have the characters dancing in the final boss area. Like the whole place even starts even has rainbow lights lighting up everything. Like I've shown you it.
yeah.
So it's also a case of like tonal whiplash.
Sorry.
It's also why so many people keep saying they can easily make a P3 remake. They have HD models now and HD renders of areas from P3. They can totally do it. Also, for some reason, in the files for Vanilla P5, they apparently tested out Joker's movement by somewhat recreating the first floor of P3's dorm room. Just weird. Like, why recreate the dorm room? Also, speaking of P5 dancing, there is a new thing that happens in P5 Royal, right? But every time it happens, the characters have to take you to their room. And they just flat out stole their room background from P5 dancing because it stands out way too hard. It's like Joker, I need to talk to you. Come over here. Why are we selling P5 dancing assets? Don't shut, Joker. Don't think about it. Like Alice is like, we worked really hard on those dancing games, and it's like, Andy, I told you how P5R freaking advertises a new party member, right?
Wait, what?
I told you how P5R constantly advertises a new party member, right?
Yeah.
I told you how they're only in one dungeon, right?
Yeah.
And they have $15 costume DLC.
Of course.
And people keep trying to defend Atlas on this. And it's like, stop treating Atlas like babies. They have been making these dumb decisions since SMT4. Once they saw they could make DLC, they're like, ooh, baby, time for easy money. Everyone's like, it's because of Sega. It's Sega is the reason it happened. No. It's because Atlas saw, yo, free money? I like that. So I'm not done rambling. Armando, what do you got to say?
I think I'm gonna call it.
But we've made like practically is that the location? Is that progress? Go somewhere. Nope, right on battle. But Armando, the dungeon, the Caracol, the Nazis, and the mass circle.
This is taking longer than I expected.
You still beat from editing that video all day.
Oh yeah.
Listen.
I still can't believe you drew that. I'm still in shock.
I mean, it's pretty normal.
Guess
Normal
we got pick a teleporter. Which one should we pick? Which teleporter should we pick? Did though. Safe
You
state
save
not
state
working?
that
It's not-
and,
it's
and
not
leave
working.
that for next time.
It's not
It's
working.
not.
Now it works.
There you go.
What? Let's try this one. Nope. This one?
Wait, what happened?
Nope. This one, gotta be this one. Nope. Okay, there's one more below that one, right? No, there isn't. Okay, right side, gotta be one on the right side. There is none on the right side. It's on the other side. Dang it. Who enjoys Atlas's old-time fetish of warp floors?
What?
As Armando's now burying his head in the sand. Metaphorically.
Yeah, I think he's just about ready to pass out.
Thunder Crush. Oh, I think it's everybody. It's perfect. Perfect. As soon as Armando puts it in the chat.
Looks like you're all talk.
Fine, I'll save the game. Because unlike P1, P3, P4, and P5, you can save anywhere in the P2 games. And they never brought it back for some reason. Only in the two P2 games can you save anywhere on the spot. It's like, but why wouldn't you keep that? Welcome back to Persona 2, and we didn't record nothing beforehand. So anyway, picture in Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, rather than them coming to realization through the pictures or whatever that Freddy was a pedophile. Imagine if they kept saying it over and over and over and over and over just to make sure you understood that. Because they think you're stupid. Like, imagine that. Would that be good or bad writing?
Annoying.
That's the issue I have with more modern Atlas games. They over-explain things or have characters say things over and over just to make sure you got their genius metaphor, even though that kind of feels support the metaphor if you're going to explain it. And two, your metaphors weren't sold to begin with. I think over here, a teleporter. Battle.
Out of my way.
Great. Berserking out. How did you even do more damage while berserking out? I guess. So let's go. So how did y'all feel about specifically the RE8 showcase? A showcase that apparently Armando hated so much, it made him forget that RE4 and 5 don't have zombies.
Like I said before, it just felt like first person Resident Evil 4.
But does it look like good first person Resident Evil 4?
I was like, that's alright. I wish I saw more combat, maybe. I was just kind of sneaking around in the basement and shit. I was just skipping around.
Does it make you motivated?
And not really.
But Andy, the internet's fetish with the DOMs. How about that release date of May? And the fact that they decided to announce current gen versions of the game, which I honestly wasn't expecting, and I expect them to run like trash.
People should just give up on the PS4 and Xbox One, to be honest.
Honestly, they shouldn't, for the reason that, you know, not many people even have the consoles to begin with, due to not enough manufacturing.
I mean, if it's like if it's obviously not gonna run well on them, why even try?
Because they want to make money. People can't be buying no PS5s, Xbox Series X, or more powerful PCs right now. Those are 3 steps. Here's a question. Okay, question. You got a character who does a lot of messed up things, and they do it deliberately, right?
Yeah.
But they're supposedly doing those things for quote unquote a good reason. Which is more important? What their reason is, or the fact that they're doing bad things to begin with?
Why they're doing it to begin with.
So you feel like someone's intentions are more important than how they do it?
I mean, both are important.
So yeah, so the question is, if someone does something bad, but they claim they're doing it for a good reason, does that make them a good person or a bad person?
I think that.
That's what I'm trying to get across. Because based on answers I'm hearing, I'm seeing so many people that look like they legitimately think Light's a good person based on what they're saying. Granted, the topic in question is a Death Note, but I'm just saying some people will try to apply it to Death Note. There are people who are like, "Well, Light's a good person." It's like I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief. He's kind of scummy. So yeah, would you consider Light a good person then?
No.
But he has such good intentions.
No.
He just wants to fix the world.
He lost his good intentions as soon as he started killing everybody who got in his way.
So what you're saying that just because you do things for what you believe is a good reason, that doesn't overwrite the things you're doing.
Yep.
Annie, what do you think?
I don't. No.
What, Andy? Is
my God,
is a person's good intentions more important than the evil acts they're doing?
It depends.
Surrounded by Nazis. Is that all? What a waste. Is this the extent of your hunger for destruction? How'd you know about that? There is nothing we do not know. After so long, you cling to life now. Even nothing like you can't ban your dreams. You still attachments. There's no need of a broken marionette. Off we to Zen. Return to the abyss of a consciousness. Not so fast. Right now, we're this close to bursting some blood vessels. I ain't gonna tell you to get lost. Come get us! What impudence is this, Pass? Your idle drone is nothing to me.
The mere notion of grasping a star is preposterous. Vermin who crawl on the ground are destined to return to the earth.
Hey, Hitler?
No, they're Nazis.
Oh,
How do
sounds
these
like
guys
Hitler.
know about Fuji-san?
Andy, they have German accents. What makes you think specifically German accent? It must specifically be Hitler. Only Hitler's German accent.
Yeah.
Andy, only Hitler with a German accent and Nazis.
Yeah?
The hell did you just say?
You piece of shit!
Let's try talking to them.
Fool, this is a battlefield.
I didn't want to talk.
I kinda wish they just straight up just spoke fucking German. That would have been a lot funnier.
I mean,
The hell did he just say?
I mean, sometimes they do, but it's only in text.
Oh.
And they literally said, I'll sweet us then. We're not paying attention.
I mean, like that whole dialogue part just...
Nope, just give them the accent. I'll just effing kill them. Oh god, I'm numbers popping up slowly because you're so big. So Annie, I feel like you're gonna say something before the cutscene started.
Oh, about that thing? I don't know, I just like it depends, because every time I think about stuff like that, it's like that one guy who killed some other guy who like killed his kid, or some shit like that. While in police custody.
That's revenge.
Yeah.
I'm talking about doing something that you believe is truly noble, but in order to do it, you have to do some effed up things.
I mean, he technically committed a crime to kill that guy.
Yeah, it's a crime, but is revenge noble? That's a different topic. Anywho, the point being, let's say someone wanted to make the world a better place, but in order to do it, to do effed up things. Like, the biggest one I can compare it to would be Kingdom Hearts based spoiler, if I said it.
Huh.
Are you guys fine with Kingdom Hearts based spoilers?
Wait, Kingdom Hearts 3?
Well, technically Kingdom Hearts as a whole.
Yeah, whatever. Shit's too fucking...
Armando?
Yeah, it's fine.
So the main villain of Kingdom Hearts completely plunged worlds into darkness, killed people, took over people's bodies, sent people to realm of darkness, tried to manipulate more people, made an entire partial clone army of himself. What left through time has messed with time, all because he essentially wants to do a factory reset on the world because he felt like the worlds were out of balance. So his intentions were, I just wanted to fix the worlds, but his methods were, so what if I ruined so many people's lives in the process? And people are like, see, he's not evil. It's like, he ruined people's lives. Yeah, but he had a good reason for doing it. It's like, that's evil! It's like, no, it's not evil. That's a person who wanted to do good. He's murdered tons of people. He did good, though. Or wanted to do good. I do believe that makes them a good person solely because, well, I just wanted to help the world. Sure, I did a whole lot of murdering and ruin people's lives for the sake of my goal. I just want to help people. What takes precedence? The I just want to help people aspect, or the I ruin people's lives aspect?
That's pretty bad.
Because there are people who are like, see, he's not a villain. It's like they ruin people's lives. Yeah, but he just wanted to help things. So while he is an opponent, he's not evil. It's like he ruined people's lives. Yeah, but he's not evil though. He didn't have evil goals for doing it. And it's like, are you kidding me? Could I literally walk up to you, freaking kill one of your family members, and then say, "Don't worry, I had good intentions when I did it"? Like, no, you would call me a monster for doing that. And that is my new pet peeve, which basically also boils down to people pretty much going. And when you think about it, in Death Note, Kira was basically the good guy because he had good intentions. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, no, that's not how this works. You don't suddenly become a good guy just because you do bad things with a happy smile. That's stupid. You're a bad person because you did bad things. Do people not believe in the words, in the phrase, your actions speak louder than words? What you do is more important than what you say. You can say anything, but what you do is more important. But apparently not. He whispered nice things in my ear as he started cutting out my spleen. That makes him a good person.
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta simp.
F the intention. Freaking what they did was awful. That's like the same logic. No, next question. Do you feel like anything awful a character does is justified if they had a bad past?
Nah.
Armando?
These questions are too big brain for me.
Do you feel like someone should be forgiven because, well, of course they did bad things. Bad things happen to them.
I'm just gonna abstain.
Really? Even my name is Earl. Answer that question, which is no, that's not an excuse. What literally Earl had a whole entire thing where he tried to get out of jail and help this one guy, but this one guy screwed him over. And his excuse was, I just can't do nice things because people treat me like crap all my life. So he went over to that guy's paintings, burned them all, and then did the same excuse of, oh, I'm just doing bad things. People did bad things to me all my life. And the guy realized how wrong that is. You really are a handful. What do you care about me anyway? Because you remind me of how I was once. I had no idea what I wanted, or why I should go on living. I wished everything would disappear. I was being a baby. You can't figure stuff like that out when you want to. You can't figure stuff like that out when you want it too bad. You have to calm down and take your time. What a load of shit. Like, you're not still agonizing over whether or not you took the wrong path. You had two dreams, didn't you? One was to be a photographer like you are now. The other was to be a teacher like your dear Miss Seiko. But you didn't have the brains to teach. You don't have the eye to be a photographer. You're in hell, caught between ideals and reality. So tell the girl here that's easier to take it out on everyone like you used to. That's it. That's easier to sleep around. You bastard. You're just a freaking fake. Sure. I had a nasty side lurking at me. That's why I try to lean on Shunsuke. But Anna, even before you lose yourself, hang step again and keep going is what means to be human. Shunsuke, all my friends taught me that. I can accept myself for what I am now. If I couldn't, I'd never be able to follow my dream. You're pissing me off. What does it need two of me? Fancy, I get going already. You got something to take care of too, right? Make sure you snap June out of it. Yuki. Come on, everyone. You're so confident. You must be an idiot. I like seeing you like that. Here goes. And now we're down the pond river. So, for reference, if we decided to let Yukino keep crying over Shunsuke's death, then we would have to wait. What the fuck was that? We would have had to have fight. We would have had to have fight Shadow Yukino, which would have ended with Shadow Yukino grabbing Anna and then just jumping off the side of that bridge. Thus. That's why I can't wait till we left us. I'm trying to go forward, woman. Thus, not only killing Anna in the process, but killing Shadow Yukino. And if your Shadow's actually killed, you're brain dead.
Oh.
So when I said the other result would have ended with Yukino being a vegetable, that's how.
I'll be back.
Let's do this!
It's everyone. Interesting. Office. Let's just punch him to death. We're not really fighting. Attack. Just beat him to death.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're dead. So Andy, how do you feel about games that only have partial voice acting?
Partial voice acting?
Yes.
Fuck. it depends. Like,
Well, if it's partial voice acting, but only with one dub.
wait, do you have like an example? Like,
Example being, well, of course, the Persona games are never actually fully dubbed. This is the point made instantly clear. But something like the Neptunia franchise tends to have full Japanese dub, but never full English dub.
huh?
Or in the case of Shin Sakura Wars, it only has one dub in Japanese, and even that's a partial dub. Or Yakuza also has a partial dub, which is why they try to brag how Yakuza 6 had a full dub, but people are like, that should be the norm and not an exception. Why are you bragging about this?
What you mean like just in general, like when they're dubbing something, or like when something's voiced mostly and then there's like text and shit?
Yeah, like that. Like for example, this game, the characters will have voice acting sometimes, but then most of the time you just gotta read text.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, I feel like there should be more dubs, yeah. For voice act.
And does that bug you, especially if the game in question only has one language option, and it couldn't even fully dub that?
I mean, yeah, but then, you know, after a while you get used to it. Except if it's like a game where it's fully dubbed everything in like its original language, but then it gets like localized or whatever in English, and only some stuff is dubbed. Like, that's kind of lazy.
Okay, question. What if they end up re-releasing the game and they dub more things, but not everything still?
I'm like, at that point you should have like been able to.
Like people brag about Persona 5 Royal added voice more lines, but not all the lines are voiced still. If there's more dubbing, but not fully dubbed. That's not worth celebrating. You didn't fully dub the game.
Yeah.
Especially since you went back to dub old things, that also now makes those things stand out. Because now their sound quality sounds way too different. That's why I never believe anyone who tells me that P5 Royal's new cutscenes freaking blend in, because they don't. Like the quality of the voice acting sounds way too different than the original lines.
Yeah, I'm back.
Here's a question for you, Armando. How do you feel about something has only has a partial dub?
Why bother dubbing then?
How about if a thing has fully dubbed in one language, but another language is only partially dubbed?
I mean, if it's in English, I'm good.
No, I mean, what if, for example, let's not say one unload. What if, for example, a game has full Japanese dub, but English is only half dubbed?
Then why bother?
What if a game gets a re-release, so it gets more dubbing, but it's still not fully dubbed?
Why bother?
Persona 5 Royal in a nutshell. People bragged. They dubbed more of the game. It's still not fully dubbed, so he gives an F. Hi, out my eyes. Tacha, you're the boss today, right? Order her not to go. Judy, you gotta say something. Are you just gonna let Big Sis go away? I won't let you. I won't let you go. If you lock Big Sis in the shrine until tomorrow, she'll be able to go. That's not what happened. We can't, guys. We got to let Big Sis go. We're gonna kill Big Sis, right? Please let me out. Please, help me, June. To make sure she can't go anywhere, we're gonna kill Big Sis, right? That's effed up. Like when he just sits there doing nothing. Big Sis, I'm sorry, I couldn't save you. No, that wasn't it, June. What we just saw wasn't what happened at all. That's right. Tasha tried to save Big Maya. We're to blame here. You gotta remember. June, I'm alive, see? Please, you have to snap out of it. That's a lie. There's no way you could be Big Sis. Tatsuya killed her. Remove the file with a little more quickness. The raspberry flower. Regret. Deep down, June knows all this already. Something is stopping him from realizing the truth. Or someone's making rumors become reality. I remember Philemon telling us we have to save June from the clutches of the crawling chaos. Wonder what is that? I bet it's what's making rumors into reality and controlling June too. Regret. June hasn't changed at all. The real June is still in there. June was so nice, telling me a lot about the meanings of flowers and about stars. Please thought you had to save him. I've forgotten that June turned Ken, the guys the Shadow Men, but he's my good friend all the same. Memories from the summer are important to me, for Ginkgo and Big Maya too, for all of us really. That's why I won't anyone violate them. They shouldn't be messed with. I had to note that scene is something people really love to talk about in terms of Persona 2 Innocent Sin. For some reason I'm like, why do you choose that scene? That's not only a spoiler, it's not even what happened. It's not even what actually happened. So weird. It's like this Persona 2, the kids locked the kid in a room and then set the room on fire. It's like, why always choose a version of the events that didn't happen? You could even say, well, saying the truth will be a spoiler. Saying the fake is a spoiler. And the characters are still going.